I've had the luxury of hearing a little premix of it, and I can definitely say that this is one hell of a story. I'm really happy to have been a part of it, and the smile on my face right now is because I'm really happy I've heard it. It's really a neat project to have been a part of, but it's a story. It's a story about a man I can relate to, and it's an arc.
I can definitely relate to just the whole Soup trying to find himself, find himself as a person, and both find himself as a musician, because he's a musician, trying to make it like we all are, make it whatever that might mean for each individual person, right? But just trying to find your voice as a musician, but then also trying to find your place in your social life, and I think the album really talks about both sides of those struggles and how they're both similar and how they're different. And yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to Soup's story.
There's ways that I can relate to it. I mean, the whole story of Soup's pretty self-destructive kind of hitting rock bottom kind of thing, I guess. Just it's definitely a story of a self-destructive dude who's struggles with alcoholism, struggles with all these things, and I guess I can relate to that to a point. I feel like I'm a relatively self-destructive dude as well.
When we were putting together the project, so many things were so tough to squeeze into an album, make visual and make sense in the context of an album, because you can't see certain things. Certain things you have to see in order for the story to actually resonate with you. Certain things you could say but there's certain things you can't necessarily say if that makes sense, in a song, you can't create a scene like in a movie where you could see the person grabbing that bottle and drinking, and you could see all the how it's affecting everybody. In a song, you have to be able to tell that in rhyme form and to a beat and so on and so forth in 3 minutes. Not easy.
That's the tricky part when you're trying to tell a story and you have a storyline, because you don't want to give the listener too much, right? So there's people that just listen to beats, and they play the music and they're just listening to the beat. And then there's people that lyrically listen to what the rapper or artist is saying. So in this sense, it was a little bit trickier, because the very beginning you couldn't give away too much. But in each song, there's little tiny pieces that if you're really listening to the lyrics, you'll start to hear the stories and piece them together at the end.
I don't want to give it all away, but he's going through things, and what he's doing is therapeutic and cathartic by putting it out there. And I would say that each song has part of that journey and whatnot. That's I don't want to give it away, because I could just spell it out what's going on, but that would be too on the nose. So the character is going through things, and he's sharing his feelings in each song, and each song goes through a part of him. So it's kind of neat.
Maybe Tomorrow is about a character named Soup, which is an acronym for Soulful Outlooks of Underprivileged People. And the character Soup is placed in a setting where he's speaking to his therapist. And after having an accident, and in being in that session with his therapist, that's how the story unfolds, because he starts just like Cameron said, it's self-discovery. He's an artist of Caribbean descent who comes from humble beginnings, and it's basically talking about a specific period of his life where he battled with love, his passion, which is music, and his growth as a human being. So that's basically Maybe Tomorrow.